Eminem is code for Eminem. Game matters. Who's a career turned into a disaster? How's a Diddy crash like their name's slandered? With more than propaganda. Sitting in the corner crying cause they can't handle throwing a fit. Daddy Eminem got you good, now you a bastard. When I see your face, it's in the toilet.
Say to President Biden, can you hear me, President Biden? This is a historical moment for Brazil and for the U.S. President Biden, can you hear me? You can?
Called it, Marshall doesn't matter.
Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up, Chuck. Let him see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank you very, very much.
His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive as your dad passed. God bless her soul.
Of continuing in our religion, but it's not like you actually get to go preach it. You can remain a Christian or a Jew, paying tribute money to acknowledge your inferior status.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Unstable.
He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable?
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Saves billions of gallons of gasoline. I mean, billions of $2.3 billion worth of, $500 billion in savings and 2-something billion metric tons of CO2 going in the air.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth, $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much. And by the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
And he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
You met with him at least.
Let's tune in.
With the chairman, as you know. Chairman, come on over. And we're just taking a look at what's happening. You know, it's a tough construction job. They're building basements where they didn't exist or expanding them, and a lot of very expensive work. There's no question about it. And Tim has been with me for a long time, and you're in charge of the committee.
Indeed. One of the reasons why I wanted to see it was the overruns of the expenses, wanted to figure out why.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room.
My physical as well as my mental fitness. And I want to see these beautiful young ladies. I want to see them dancing when they're 4 years older, too. And by the way, with other movies, she's earned a Golden Globe and a Primetime Emmy. That's me. Now that we are back together here in Cambodia, I look forward to building even stronger progress than we've already made. And I want to thank the Prime Minister for Colombia's leadership and the ASEAN chair.
And to
once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump.
I'll tell you what a fact is. Her follow-up book to The Truths We Hold better be called The Mother Effing Audacity. This woman lies and feels nothing.
I'm looking forward to this, man. You walk behind me in a debate,
Come here, man.
Why should people want to make a change, though?
Well, that's up to them to decide.
Why should they?
It's for them to decide.
Well, make your case.
So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2.
This came from us.
Used to doing bad, now we feel like we just now getting there. Ain't got no other way, so we started and finished it. No pain, no gain. Never stand down, made up.
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not under too much danger. So, any questions?
Mr. President, does the issue give you any? As a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Do you think this issue, Mr. President, gives you cause to do that?
Well, I'm here just really with the chairman. He's showing us around, showing us the work. And so I don't want to get that. I don't want to be personal. I just would like to see it get finished. And in many ways, it's too bad it started. But it did start. And it's been under construction for a long time. It's going to be a real long time because it looks like it's got a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
So.
President, are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the
Own way, never going slow, we pick up the pace. This is what we wanted from a young age. No emotion, that's what business is. Lord have mercy on the witness.
Earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, what can I tell you? The country's doing really well. I just briefed the chairman on the deal we made with Japan. Japan is putting up $550 billion in order to lower their tariffs a little bit. That way they have a little bit lower tariff. And they also opened their country to free trade, which nobody thought was even a possibility. And we get a zero tariff in the free trade. We don't pay tariffs, and they're going to pay 15% on everything they send into our country. So it's great. But they put up, as you could call it seed money. Let's call it seed money. You could call it anything you want, but it's a total of $550 billion. So nobody thought any of that was possible, and it's wonderful. And we're doing pretty well with the European Union, likewise, and we have some others. They're all really big, and our country's going to make a lot of money. We would be helped if interest rates would come down, but we're going to see how the board rules on that soon. I'd love to see them come down a lot, but we have a country that's thriving. We had a dead country 1 year ago. Today we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, and we'll get this one finished.
Mr. President, you
Thank you.
I'm just a sucker for pain. Devoted to destruction, a full dosage of detrimental dysfunction. I'm dying slow, but the devil trying to rush me.
Claims and hopes. He now hopes we don't notice what he said or won't remember. And when he does follow through, or doesn't do, would follow through the exact opposite.
Foot soldiers working overtime to polish this complete turd, this turd sandwich, and sell it to the public as a historic and groundbreaking presidential ticket. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I mean, everything they did, everything they touched was powerful. What a powerful moment. They told you this was the best America can offer. They told you Joe Biden was sharp, that he had a plan, that everything was going according to plan.
And of course, Christians are compassionate and merciful because Allah made us that way, according to the Quran. But doesn't stay all nice for long. Christians who believe in the deity of Christ are unbelievers. Christians who are unbelievers are the worst of creatures. Surah 98, verse 6. Muslims must not be friends with Christians. Some of these passages, by the way, include Jews. Surah 5, verse 51, do not take the Jews and Christians as friends. They are friends of each other. And Christians are to be fought and subjugated because of their unbelief. It's Surah 9:29. Fight those who do not believe in Allah. And it goes on to specifically refer to the people of the book, that's Jews and Christians, as people who have to be subjugated. We have to pay tribute money for the right.
Might choke like I chewed a chunk of charcoal, naked in the North Pole. That's why my heart cold, full of sorrow. The lost soul, and only Lord knows when I'm coming to the crossroads. So I don't fear shit but tomorrow.
So you can actually go through this, again, especially if you're familiar with some of these issues. But you have, even in the Quran, it will say no one can bear the burden of another. But you have other passages that say that people will pay for what other people have done. So for instance, false teachers, if you led other people astray or something like that, there are situations where you have to pay for at least some of that other person's burden, but you actually find contradictions in the Quran on this issue.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what.
So that's one issue to bring up. Two, Muhammad had followers, some of whom had done really, really bad things in life. And he said in the hadiths, Sahih Muslim, there are multiple passages on this. So this is Muhammad. He speaks for Allah. Muhammad said, you can have sins as heavy as a mountain. When the judgment comes, Allah is going to deliver to every Muslim, a Jew or a Christian, and say, this is your ransom for hellfire. Then the angels are going to unload the mountains of sins from the Muslims and put them on the Jews and Christians who are going to pay for the sins of Muslims in hell.
Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What could be unburdened by what had been.
Take my hand through the flame. I torture you.
All you have to do is go to what Muhammad said. You can go to those passages. Sahih Muslim 6665, 6666, 6667, 6668. Check out the passages. And they say, Allah is going to punish Jews and Christians in hell for the sins of Muslims. Now, but think about what the verse actually says. They think it means no one can bear the burden of another. The actual quote is, no bearer of burden shall bear the burden of another.
What can be unburdened by what has been? 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 Unburdened by what has been, believing in what can be. What can be unburdened by what has been?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kingswood Community Center. Actually, that's the one down I used to work. It's a joke. I didn't know where we were. Anyway. Great. God, love it. How are you? Hey, everyone. I'm Jill Biden's husband. But the truth is, she's the strongest person I know. She's a backbone like a ramrod. That's the kind of first lady this Jill Biden will be. God love you. I'm beginning to see why your wife left you. Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. Among many qualified people, I'm the best qualified person for this job.
That sounds rough. Keep in mind, we do have it better than polytheists or something like that. Polytheists or atheists or anything else. Their command was convert or die. Jews and Christians were allowed to, because according to the Quran, we have revelations from Allah. we were allowed to continue being Jews and Christians, provided we acknowledged our inferior status and were willing to pay tribute money.
We just posted getting crazy, living like this is so amazing. Hold up, take a step back when we roll up, cause I know what. We've been loyal, we've been fan, we the ones you're trusting. Won't hesitate to go straight to your head like a concussion. I know I've been busting, no discussion for my family. No hesitation through my scope, I see my enemy like what's up, hold up, we finna reload up. Yes, I reload up, I know what up, I know what up.